Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the webinar where we'll be talking about veteran employment resources. My name is Jana Adams, and I work on the California Transition Assistance Program at the California Department of Veterans Affairs, or CalVet. Today, we have a really great agenda for you guys. We have got Tammy from Golden Sierra with the AJCC here to talk all about employment resources. And then after she's done, we'll have an opportunity to ask her live questions. And then I'm going to come back on and I'm going to talk to you guys about some CalVet benefits and resources. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about some of our CalVet employees called the Local Interagency Network Coordinators, or our links. And then I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit more about some different employment resources if you're wanting to apply for the federal side or the state side. Just a couple housekeeping agenda items before we get going. If for some reason you guys have to leave or you were to get kicked off, make sure to use the same link that you signed on with to jump back on again. This webinar is going to be recorded. You heard that a moment ago, and by staying on the webinar, you are consenting to that. And also along the way, there's going to be lots of really great information that you're going to hear, and you might have some questions or maybe some comments that you want to make. If you do, feel free to use the Q&A tab that you'll see either at the top or the bottom of your screen. The chat section will not be utilized for you guys to make comments or to ask questions in, as my colleague Michael will be kind of on the back end of things, looking at the questions you guys are asking, but also putting lots of great information and different links into that chat. So utilize the Q&A tab so that way you can ask questions. We'll be answering them directly with Tammy. And then when I am all done with all the information at the end of the webinar, we'll go through any last remaining questions that we may have. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get going. I'm going to go ahead and bring Tammy with Golden Sierra on. And whenever you're ready, Tammy.
Thank you for having me. Welcome, everybody. So excited to provide you guys with information about Golden Sierra Job Training Agency. You can go ahead and go to the next slide, Jana. This is just our notice for equal opportunity. You can find it on our website as well under the EO /. Next slide. So if you live outside of Placer or El Dorado, Alpine counties, there is an America's Job Center in every county throughout the United States. In order to find one of those that is the closest to your location, you'll go to the careeronestop.org and you would plug in your city and state, and it will bring up a list of the America's Job Centers that is closest to you. Next slide. We are physically located in Roseville, California, and we're open to the public on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Wednesdays from 8 to 3 p.m. We are here 5 days a week. We just work virtually on Monday and Friday, so you can still reach us and have a virtual appointment with one of us. But we're open to the public. And our public location, we have computers, fax machines, copiers, if anybody ever uses a fax machine anymore, all for your use. And we also have resources as well. Next slide. So there's 3 levels of services with Golden Sierra Job Training Agency. We have your basic self-directed services. That's where you'll come in and maybe use the computers, the copier, create your resume, things like that. Do job search, fill out applications. Then we have your individualized career services. And that's when you're working with a case manager that may help you with mock interviews, career counseling. And we'll go through that more on the next slides. And then we have the 3rd level of service is our training. Jenna, next slide. So the basic career services, you have access to our job announcements And we do send out job leads every 2 weeks. You can also sign up for the different events, the workshops on our events calendar, and we don't spam you. You'll get about 2 emails a month from us. You can also participate in different career assessments through CalJobs and Tradeify. If you need a typing certificate to apply for that state position or a federal position, you can come in and take your typing test to get your certification. Next slide. So our individualized career services is where we'll do some career counseling and kind of guide you. We'll set some goals, resume development, mock interviews, one-on-one job search assistance, anything you may need to help you get that next career. Next slide. Our training services, we have occupational skills training. We have tuition assistance to attend vocational training. And a lot of the trainings, we have to go by the CalJobs, which is not the most user-friendly system, but there is every training you can possibly think of. If you want to become a medical assistant, or if you want to get into a skilled trade and do HVAC or Class A truck driver, we can pay for vocational training depending on our funding at the time. We can pay up to $8,000 to have you attend training. We also have what we call on-the-job training program. That's where we can market you to the local employers here in Placer County and El Dorado County. And if there's a skills gap and a training component and they're willing to hire and train you, we can reimburse the employer 50% of your wage up to $8,000 if the funding is available. We also have paid internships. So let's say you might have went through a medical assistant program and you're trying to get a medical assistant position, but you're having trouble getting that position. We can reach out and get you a paid internship for up to 19 weeks to get you that actual work experience that you may need to apply for a full-time position. And sometimes the paid work internships also work into full-time positions with the employer that you're at the internship. Next slide. We also have a young adult program. So if you have any young adults up to the age of 24 that are not attending school, they may have some barriers to employment, and the barriers to employment vary. It could be a disability, it could be a low income, it could be justice involved. We provide career counseling, we have paid internships, and we also have incentives for the young adults to complete certain tasks. Next slide. So you will find our events calendar on our website. This is the link, and we list all the events in the Sacramento region on this calendar and everything. There's virtual events to in-person events. And if somebody's doing a hiring event, a local hiring event, it'll also be listed. Next slide. We also have a YouTube channel, and we recently have some recordings of our past job connections and events that we've used on our virtual platform. We'll have how to get a state job, how to get a Placer County job, how to get a Sac County job, how to get an El Dorado County job. We also have a recording on how to get a federal job. So we're trying to update those, every so often to keep them relevant and up to date. Next slide. This is really exciting. So a lot of the AJCCs have the metrics learning, and it's a free online learning platform. There is over 6,000 trainings that you can do on your own time, at your convenience on this metrics platform. You can, like it shows here, the computers, the internet, the office. There is a live virtual orientation via Zoom on Tuesdays and Thursdays to help you get started with metrics. if this is of interest as well. Next slide. So we also coordinate many hiring events and job fairs. Our big job fair is the Tri-County Job Fair, and this year we'll be hosting that Wednesday, June 18th. And again, you can find everything, any of the scheduled job fairs on our calendar. We do a job connections. We partner with Placer County on Job Connections, and we invite an employer once a month. They talk about, we do it a hybrid model, so you can either come in person or you can do it virtually. And they do a presentation on their company, their hiring, the job opportunities. It's a chance to have job seekers ask those questions that they don't want to ask in an interview. So it's a great opportunity to find out about companies that you had no idea what they do. And we change it up every month, and sometimes we do them twice a month. Next slide. So you could reach, this is for Jessica. So my name is Tammy, but Jessica and I do the business outreach for Golden Sierra. So this is her contact information, and I believe there's a slide with my contact information, hopefully. Otherwise, I will put it in the Q&A and you can contact me directly. Next slide. Thank you. And hopefully you guys have some, it looks like we have some questions and answers.
Yeah. Michael, what questions came up? I'm gonna go ahead
Yeah.
and go back a slide here. There we go.
Right. Yeah, I do have a couple questions. I'll go ahead and read them off. It looks like there is a question about resume templates and whether or not you have a good one to offer or one that you could recommend to somebody who is looking to build a resume.
Yes, there's a couple different options. So if you are recently are transitioning from the military, a lot of times we will refer you to Employment Development Department Veteran Services, because they can turn your military resume terms into civilian terms to help you get a good marketable resume. We also have different templates that we can email you. We also have an intern currently that can meet with you and help you develop a resume. And he's also doing some workshops, and I believe they're on Tuesdays on our event calendar.
Right. Right. And for that person who is looking for a resume template, feel free to reach out and you can have a template email to you from Tammy.
Yes.
Great. Let's see. So this next one says, can you use the GI Bill in addition to the OJT and paid internships?
Absolutely. The GI Bill is totally separate from us. You can use your GI Bill, you don't even have to use your GI Bill with us. Our on-the-job training and our paid internships is all part of our funding. We are funded by the Department of Labor, and we also receive state funding. So your GI Bill is whatever you would like to use it for.
All right. Do you have a website or is there a website for those that are in Southern California?
Yes.
San Diego specifically?
Yeah, you'll want to go to that careeronestop.org and then just put in your city and state. There is a great AJCC in San Diego. They do some really fun stuff down there.
All right. See, I got another question that says, and also for those that have their hands up in the room, please put your questions in the Q&A. We'll get to them that way. If you're having trouble with the Q&A, leave your hand up. We'll see if we can get to you then. But we're trying to get all the questions in the Q&A, just so that we can have history. So this next question says, can anyone in the state use the Matrix platform? I do not live in the county this program is offered.
So there is many of the same AJCCs that are using the Metrics platform. So the best thing is to go to that Metrics platform and put in your city and state, and there's a big selection to maybe select the AJC in that area, and you'll be able to use the Metrics platform.
Right. And I'm assuming that's for anybody,
For anybody, yep. Just like the careeronestop.org.
Wow.
I don't know we don't have a list of all the AJCs that have the metrics platform, but that'd be the easiest way. And if you ever run into any trouble, just, they'll have my cell phone number and just give me a call.
All right. All right. Do you offer services for individuals who were laid off from a job and need help with navigating the use of their
Absolutely. This
training?
is this is one of our specialties. We work with a lot of individuals that get laid off and their whole world turned upside down because they might have not been in, had to get a job in the last 5 years and everything has changed. This is our specialty where we, a lot of times we'll take a look at your resume. We'll see if you may need some current certifications or update on your skills, send you to retraining, kind of figure out that plan for you. We can also provide that job search piece.
Right.
And all the AJCCs have that service.
All right. How would you determine eligibility?
So the eligibility, we are not an income-based program. And since most of you are veterans, you guys are on our high priority list. So you guys would step to the front of the line. And what we do is we have our process here at our office is there's a questionnaire that asks a lot of personal information. Then we'll reach out to you and we'll collect your right to work documents. And we might collect some other documents from you, like your DD 214, things like that. And the eligibility, we make it as simple and painless as possible.
Right. All right. So this is going to be this next one will be a two-part question. I'll answer or ask two questions at the same time. So is this program available for all vets or recently separated vets? And do you offer
Absolutely.
resume support for federal employees?
Yep, absolutely. We are, like I said, you guys would step to the front of the line.
Right. And for the one that's asking about the slide deck, we can have the slide deck emailed out to you as a PDF. For those of you that do want a copy of the slide deck, feel free to email myself or Jana at the end of the presentation. We will have our contact information up at the end, and we can definitely send you out a copy of this slide deck. I separated from the military back in 2009 and got married, had a huge work gap, graduated from an MRI program a year ago, but struggling to keep a job, especially when I mentioned I'm disabled. I'm a disabled veteran.
Yeah, we we would refer you to Employment Development Department, Veteran Services. We would also help you look at that skills gap and help you with your resume, help you with the job search. Not a problem. Another one of our specialties.
All right.
Any of the AJCCs can provide that. So if you run, if you guys live in outside of our area and you need help finding a local workforce development agency, or if you have any questions or you hit a stumbling block, please reach out to me.
And this is also, I mean, I'm assuming that the veteran dependents, but anybody in the state,
Yep.
is that correct?
It's open to the public. We are open to the public of all populations.
Okay. Somebody said that the matrix that you posted for that website is not available. Is there another one that you can recommend?
Yes, there is. There's what we call Allison courses, and you can find that through the CalJobs website. CalJobs, you can go to register on CalJobs. It's a state site here for the state of California. But if you're outside of this state, what we can do is we can reach out to your local AJCC and find out what they may be using.
Right. All right. So we're gonna, with these other questions, we'll save them to the end, see if we can maybe answer them on the side while Jana is moving on. Let me just see, considering will there be resources available? So considering the upcoming federal RIFs, will there be resources available to assist veterans affected by that?
Yes.
Yes. Cool. Okay, so then I'm gonna go ahead and keep these other questions in here. We'll try to get to them throughout the rest of the webinar. Please feel free to add your questions to the Q&A feature. I do see a hand that's still up. If it's still up by the end of the webinar, we'll go ahead and answer it, but please direct all your questions to the Q&A. Jen, I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on back to you.
Okay.
And I'll take care of the Q&A as you go on.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Tammy. And like we kind of said earlier, I know Jessica's information is up here, but on the very last slide, when we're all done with all of the presenting, Tammy's information will be up on the very last slide with all the information about Golden Sierra, her email address, every way to contact her. So not to worry, but thank you again, Tammy, for all that really great information. I actually learned some stuff too. So that was really, really helpful. Appreciate it. And you guys, we're here today because, we know this can kind of be confusing. So we really want to be here to answer some of your questions. We know that there are, lots of entities to talk to, and sometimes you don't know where to go. So that's why we wanted to have this webinar today. Just in case you didn't remember from the beginning, again, my name is Jana Adams. I'm on the CalTAP team, or the California Transition Assistance Program. I do work at Calvet, so I'm on the state side, and I want to talk to you guys about some of the different benefits and resources that Calvet offers to our veterans and dependents while you guys are living here in California. And we know that, there's lots of people to call. Sometimes you might not know where to go because there's lots of entities. So we kind of want to break things down just a little bit so that way you have a little bit better understanding. That way, when you're thinking, gosh, I need to call this person, what entity would I go to? Well, there are three main entities and then a whole lot of service providers that are out there to help you with whatever you need to do along the path if you are a veteran or a dependent. So, first and foremost, there is the federal side at the top. This is going to help you basically anywhere you are in the country, the federal side. And then I'm with Calvet, I'm the state department. So, every state should have their own Department of Veterans Affairs. Sometimes resources and benefits can differ from state to state. So today we're going to talk a little bit about what Calvet has to offer while you're living here in California. If you are curious about what other states have to offer, or you're thinking of moving to a different state, definitely Google that state department so you can see what they offer. Under the or beyond the federal and the state entities, there's also a county entity that we have in California that is an incredible resource. We call them the County Veteran Service Offices, or there's always acronyms here at Calvet. So we like to say CVSO. So the CVSOs can help with all kinds of things. They have access to that more of that federal side. So they're able to help answer questions and also fill out any sort of application and form that is veteran related. They are all VA certified, so they know how to help with claims, the whole entire process from start to finish. They're able to help you get documents, especially if you you're missing that 214 or other important documents. They're able to help you along the way get those. And then also, if you ever feel at a time that whatever disability rating that you have established is not current or valid anymore, maybe that rating needs to go up because whatever you have that rating for, has gotten worse over the years, then you should contact those CVSOs because they know how to go through the process of reevaluating that rating, that way to get you that higher rating. And then beyond the three main entities, there's all these service providers that we work with here in California. Some of these you guys already might recognize: the American Legion, Swords to Plowshares, DAV, lots of different service providers that are here to help you along the way. So that way you are going through all these changes and making decisions, and you are not alone. You are not by yourself. Okay, so here's a little bit kind of deeper dive in what the differences are between the State Department versus the federal department. So within the federal department, there are three main administrations: the Veterans Health, the Veterans Benefits, and the National Cemetery Administration. As you can see, they help with all kinds of things per administration. And then with Calvet, we have all kinds of different programs and resources too that we also help with and that we go a little bit deeper in. And we're going to talk about some of these programs, and I'm also going to show you where to find this information. So you're probably wondering, what is CalTAP? Who are we? I know I told you what the acronym means. We are the California Transition Assistance Program. But I kind of want to tell you what we are. And normally I do not read these slides verbatim, but this is really important, kind of, who CalTAP is. CalTAP is designed to inform and connect veterans of all eras to their earned federal and state benefits. And we know that's so important because You guys do have access to these benefits, and we want to make sure that we are providing you guys continued support and assistance to access everything that you guys need and also be able to answer all of your questions. Now, a way that we can support you and give you this assistance is by dividing up all of the information and benefits that we know about, and we can put them right on our website. We've kind of divided everything into what we like to call pathways of information. We have our core curriculum pathway. We're going to go over that today. That's going to house where all of the benefits and resources are and also what they are. We have an education pathway, talks about all of your education benefits, including the GI Bill and the CalVet college tuition fee waiver. We'll talk about that one in a little bit here. We also have an employment pathway. I'm going to go over that with you guys today. And for those of you that want to start your own business, we have an entrepreneurship pathway. And then we also have an amazing service providers pathway that actually focuses on working with veterans out in our community. Okay, now we love visuals and we want you to know that we are here from you. We're here from you, or we're here for you for whatever you may need and whatever journey that you're on. So at Calvet, we've created what we like to call this journey map, and it kind of goes through all the different things and scenarios that you may or may not go through. From the time that you start when you are joining all the way until you are living that legacy at the end of your life. Okay, so there's lots of things that we can focus on here, and we're going to go through a little bit of this journey map throughout our presentation. But if you have more questions on it or would like to know more information, definitely contact us after this webinar. I'd be happy to go through it with you. Now, one of the best benefits and resources that we can offer you is what's called our Veteran Resource Book. This Veteran Resource Book is online on our website. I'm going to show you where that's located in just a moment here. My colleague Michael is also going to put a link inside the chat. That way you can download the book and have the PDF copy. This Veterans Resource Book is like gold, you guys. It has all of your resources and benefits listed out in detail, how to get them, how to qualify, all the things. Now, on either the last page of the PDF copy or if you flip over the back of the physical book, you are going to see an 800 number, and that 800 number is going to lead to one of the CalTAP team members or another Calvet employee who's going to answer your questions. That's right. We literally have our phones with us all the time. You call that 800 number. We're more than happy to answer your questions. Okay, this is our Calvet website. This is where you're going to find all of our information. And if you go to our website, you can find us just by Googling Calvet. We're probably the first search that comes up. And if you get to our website and scroll all the way down, as you can see, the Veterans Resource Book link is circled in red. It'll be all the way down at the bottom of the website, but you can access that. Like I said, Michael will probably have put that in the chat by now as well. There's lots of other things circled and kind of highlighted on this webpage. One of them is where to find your local County Veteran Service Office, that CVSO. You can always call us that 800 number on the back of the Veterans Resource Book or right in the middle of our website right there, as you can see, and we can help you find that CVSO, or you can click on it right there and go through the steps to find your local office as well. And then also the CalTAP web page is also circled right there. If you click on that link right there, this is what we like to call the CalTAP portal or the CalTAP web page. It's within the CalTAP website, and this is where we house those pathways of information. We're going to go ahead and dive into the core curriculum pathway to start. So if you click on that, you are going to see how we break up our information. What we do is we break it up into modules. That way we can divide all the information up and you can find exactly what you're looking for. Now, if you're in this current path or this core curriculum pathway and you click on California benefits module, you are going to get a list that you can click on every one of the benefits that you have access to, and you can learn about them and learn to see how you qualify. You might be asking, what are these benefits that we have access to? Well, these are all the benefits and the resources that Calvet can provide. So first and foremost, our benefit that we get the most questions about is our college tuition fee waiver that Calvet offers for veteran dependents. So since veterans are technically offered the GI Bill, Calvet does not offer any education benefits to veterans, but we do offer a tuition fee waiver to our dependents. So there's 4 plans to qualify from: A, B, C, and D. We're going to talk about plans A and B. right now so you can get the gist of how it all works. Plan C is for our National Guard, and Plan D are for Purple Heart recipients. If you have questions on those two plans, please don't hesitate to call us and we'll be more than happy to go through all the details on how to qualify for those. But with Plan A and Plan B, those are the two plans that are used the most. So Plan A specifies that the veteran must have 100% disability rating established. The veteran does not need to live in California, but the dependent must live in California and have California residency established. They also must already be enrolled or accepted into a California funded school, so a community college, a state school, or a UC. If so, they can go for Plan A if they are between the ages of 14 and 27. There is no monetary limit. That means that they can have a full-time job. There's just an age limit. Now, if you go for Plan B as in Bravo, again, the veteran must have a disability rating established. However, it can be 0 to 100%. Again, they don't need to live in California, but the dependent also still needs to be that California resident, still needs to have that acceptance letter to a California funded school. And then also there's no age limit on this plan, but there is a monetary limit. So the dependent can't have a full-time job making over the California threshold of $21,651. So if they are able to qualify for one of those plans, we can get your tuition covered for your dependent, which is so great not having to pay that. You as a veteran can also work with the DMV to get the word veteran actually listed on your driver's license. That's really great, so you don't have to carry your 214 with you to prove that you're a veteran. There's a vehicle registration fee waiver that you can access for our veterans that have 100% disability rating, and also that rating is linked to a mobility issue. If you have any questions about that and also where to fill out the paperwork for that, please send us an email or give us a call. We can give you more details on that. As a veteran, you have access to a no-cost state parks pass or reduced fishing and hunting licenses as well if you like the outdoors. And then also, if you have 100% disability rating and you are a homeowner, you can get a property tax exemption. What that means is you can get part of the money that you pay for your homeowner's taxes. It can get waived on that. So if you have any questions on that, please don't hesitate to give us a call. So beyond those benefits that CalVet offers, we also have lots of divisions within CalVet that are here to help you along whatever veteran and dependent journey that you're on. We have a CalVet Home Loans division. That's right. You can purchase a home using the CalVet Home Loan, and you can also use the CalVet Home Loan in addition to the VA Home Loan. It's a really, really great program. If you are either interested in buying a home, maybe you've already started the process, look into the CalVet Home Loan or contact us for more information. We'd be more than happy to get you in contact with our home loans division or get you in contact with a home loans representative directly to answer your questions. We also have a women and minorities division at CalVet, and they are there to help this demographic of folks out there in California. You can actually sign up right on the CalVet website on their web pages and with your email address to get email and get information on what's going on in the state of California with these two divisions. There are also 8 veteran homes in California that you can retire in. They're scattered all through California. They all do require an application process. So if you have any questions on that, you can either look at the information right on our website or contact us and we can walk you through where that information is. And then there are also cemetery and burial benefits that you have access to as a veteran. There are national and state cemeteries located here in California, scattered all through the state. So if you have questions or are starting to plan that process, so that way it is done, you don't have to worry about it, give us a call. That way we can go over what your benefits are and we can let you know where these cemeteries are located here in California. Okay, lots of ways to keep in contact with us because I know that was a lot of information. You're probably going to have some questions. So feel free to email us at any time at caltap@calvet.ca.gov. One of us on the CalTAP team is checking that email regularly every single day. So we will get back to you as soon as we can with whatever answer we have to your question. Now, you can register for what's called My CalVet. If you are on any web page on the CalVet website, you'll see on either the right or the left side to either log into or join My CalVet. And what this does is basically you put your information in, and it is going to be able to navigate the website a little bit easier for you. You're also maybe going to get some more emails kind of what you're looking for as a veteran, and also really get great information that might come down the pipeline to the Department of Veterans Affairs. We're going to get out to you as well. You can find us on all the social media. We've got our QR codes there for Facebook and Instagram, also YouTube. Just like Golden Sierra, we also have a YouTube station or YouTube channel that houses all of our different videos on all the different benefits and resources webinars that we have hosted and we've put on. You can also attend our webinars. As you can see, the Constant Contact QR code is listed right there. That's always going to be updated with all of the events that are available that you can register for. All of our events are always free, so definitely check that out. And then there's going to be a survey for you to connect with us at the end of the day as well. All right, so now I want to tell you guys about another really great resource here at CalVet called the Local Interagency Network Coordinators, or our links. Now, there are 8 CalVet employees who we call our links, or our local interagency network coordinators, and they each have their own region to specifically take care of. So they are there as a resource, and they are literally the link, you guys. They are the link between you as the veteran or the dependent and literally whatever resource you are needing. If you need a discounted washer and dryer, they probably know someone. If you need to get connected to EDD for some benefits, they probably know someone there. Let's talk about a little bit what they do. They not only provide outreach to service members, veterans, and their families, but they are out working in the community to establish relationships with all different kinds of companies and organizations that are going to be able to help veterans or give discounted things to veterans or help in any way that we can along your journey. They are always out assisting with local emergencies. So as an example of that, with all the fires in Southern California, they were actually at the disaster relief centers, or the DRCs, working all day long to help any veterans that came in that needed advice, needed help getting documentation, figuring out, where to start over from. They were there to answer those questions and be as a support system. They also provide leadership and advocacy to local communities. So as they're establishing these relationships with our local vendors, these vendors are also going to them too to say, hey, now we have a veteran asking this. Can you come help us with this? And, whenever we get veteran phone calls and we need local assistance, we're reaching out to our links as well to see what resources that they may know. So they are a really, really great entity here at CalVet. Not only do they have all these connections around town, but some of these connections are with EDD. Well, they're with the America's Job Centers of California. So with places like Golden Sierra where Tammy works. So they have direct contacts to these organizations. They are working directly with our county veteran service offices, or our CVSOs. That way we have a direct line of communication between them. And they're working, while they are CalVet employees, of course, we say they're working directly with us because they are, whenever we go to our military bases or college campuses to make presentations on benefits, they're usually coming with us as well. So that way they can be a resource right in front of our veterans and dependents right there. They also are assisting and giving local referrals to medical centers and clinics, and also the vet centers here in California. So they have a lot of connections already. If you guys need anything or have questions, please reach out to your link, your local link, your local interagency network coordinator. That doesn't make sense. That's okay. Michael has probably put the map or a link to the map in the chat. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us. Okay, so we've talked a little bit about what Golden Sierra can do for you guys. And we've talked about the different CalVet benefits. And we've talked about the links being a really great resource for you. But we also want to talk to you guys a little bit about employment as well. We have a whole pathway of information on employment. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today, mostly about how to get a state job, how to get a federal job, some different employment resources, and then we're also going to show you where to find this information right on our website. So kind of going back to that journey map, where we're going to talk about employment would kind of be, living post-military life. So in that self-care career building where this is so important to try to find that employment or that next employment journey if you're ready to move on, maybe from where you are currently right now. So we are going to talk about some career exploration and also the application process that CalTAP can assist you with. So when you are on our Calvet website and you go to the CalTAP portal, you get to our Pathways webpage. And we already talked about that core curriculum. So now we're going to talk about where to find this information within the employment pathway. So when you click on that employment pathway, this is kind of some of the information that I'm going to be talking to you guys about today. The job searching, how to search for a job, some personal marketing. That's going to be things like, building your resume and how to prepare for that interview. We're also going to be talking about state employment, federal employment, which is modules 4 and 5, and then also some interview techniques along the way as well. So you're probably wondering sometimes, where do you start? Because trying to find a job is sometimes like a full-time job. I definitely feel that way sometimes too when I'm trying to, look around or further my career as well. But you're not alone in this process, and there are lots of people and resources out there that can help you with. And that's really why we're here today presenting this information. So if you reach out to EDD, the Employment Development Department, I know that Tammy had already, she also mentioned them as well. There is actually a veteran services division within EDD, and they are there to help you guys, whether that's filing for unemployment, if that's right after you have exited the military and are going back to the civilian world, you are able to file for unemployment during that time. So if you need help with that, please let us know. EDD is also, they're able to assist you with getting in touch with someone at these AJCCs. And those would be the folks just like Tammy. That's why we had her on today. So that way you guys can have a direct connection with one of these great organizations. And then also finding a job. And if that's a state job, you would go to the Cal Jobs website. And we're going to show you a little bit about that later on in this presentation. Okay, so I don't want to skip that slide. So when you're looking for a job, you kind of want to almost kind of think long term. So if you are just exiting the military, you may have a position that is, really high up. Maybe you've been in the military for a very long time. But when you're looking for jobs, maybe you are wanting to go into a specific market or maybe a specific organization. You want to maybe just try to get your foot in the door. So maybe thinking of, maybe a job level and then going a step lower than that job level and maybe just kind of getting your foot in the door so that way you can move up a little bit faster. You also want to consider the competitiveness of your market. There's always a lot of people looking for jobs, so it seems. So maybe, looking for that specific organization, maybe in a different county, or is it Southern California versus Northern California? Don't leave relocating off the table because maybe the job that you're looking for is in a nearby city or a different county, something like that. And please don't ever get discouraged because it's kind of a numbers game. The more you are looking for jobs, the more you're applying for jobs, the higher likely you are going to get those interviews. And then, the more interviews you have, the more experience you'll have interviewing. So it's all going to help you. Okay. Beyond Golden Sierra, there are lots of really great places that can help with resume and, interview tips and things. These are some really great organizations. Tammy mentioned the Career One Stop, and we can't stop mentioning that website. It's an incredible website that has so much information that you can utilize. There's also Work for Warriors. They're an employment agency. They can also assist with different certifications as well. Resume Engine, they are going to help you build your resume. There's also ONET and then Hire Heroes USA. So lots of great organizations out there. If you have more questions about them or if you need help finding contact information, definitely contact us after this webinar. We'll be more than happy to help you. Okay, networking, so important when you are trying to find a job. And when, because the more people you know, the more likely that somebody will be like, oh, I know somebody that's looking for a job and that would be great in this. Maybe they'll contact you. Or maybe you'll meet someone new and they're in an industry you want to get into. So a really great way to network is to have a LinkedIn profile. This is a way that you can search for different kinds of organizations, different kinds of jobs, different industries. And then if you find an industry or a particular job that you like, you can actually contact people on LinkedIn and say, hey, tell me about this job. I'm looking to get into this industry. You can actually meet people that way. So LinkedIn is a really great resource. If you have any questions on that, give us a buzz after this. There's also ChatGPT AI. Okay, let's start utilizing AI. We don't want to be scared of it. It's going to be around for a long time. It's just getting going. So let's find different ways that we can utilize this AI platform to work in our advantage. So we talked a little bit about earlier, Tammy mentioned, some civilian translators. Well, ChatGPT is a great place to do that. If you are trying to describe a position you had or a position you held or a job you did in the military, you can write it all out, exactly what you did, and then say, I would like to translate this into more civilian language. Put that in ChatGPT and it will do that for you. It can also help you with all kinds of things if you are wanting to write something more professionally. Maybe you're wanting to write a letterhead that's going to be attached to your application, like a cover letter. You want to attach that. You can make it sound a little bit more professional. You can use this to your advantage. If you have more questions about ChatGPT, give us a call. I'll be more than happy to talk you through on it. There are also lots of different organizations that offer apprenticeships and internships. Apprenticeship USA is going to be national, so you're going to find jobs everywhere. And then USA Jobs, lots of federal internships. So check out these two organizations, these websites, and you'll find lots of really great information. So let's talk a little bit about state and federal employment. We'll start with federal employment first. So how does the application process work? Well, you are going to need to create a profile on USA Jobs. That is what the website looks like. You'll create a profile. You can search for jobs. You are going to get lots of information on everything you need right on this website. So go ahead and check that out. If you have any questions navigating it, you can give us a call. You can always give Tammy a call, Golden Sierra. She had mentioned it earlier as well. Definitely check this website out. There is a help center on how to build a resume right on the website. So once you create your account, you can just type in resume in the search field and you will get here and it'll kind of walk you through on building that resume. So another really great resource right on that website. So with state and federal jobs, you are able to kind of get your foot in the door faster being a veteran. On the federal side, we are able to offer you an application that you can fill out that you can get federal veterans preference. This is where you find that application. You go to the Office of Personnel Management website and you click through here. You can use that QR code to find it. But you can fill out the application. Here it is. This is what it looks like. And basically what this is going to get your foot in the door faster for an interview. There's usually about a 6-month waiting period where they're doing, different background checks, things like that. While being in the military, that's probably already been done several times. So it kind of waives that 6-month period for you, gets your foot in the door faster for an interview. Oh, sorry about that. Didn't mean to click the wrong button there. Okay, now we talked about federal employment, so let's move on to state employment. Why would you want to work for the state? Well, we are the largest employer in California. We have over 150 agencies from up north way in Wairika all the way down to Chula Vista area down in San Diego County. We have great salary and benefit packages, and there's literally a job for anything that you can think of working for the state because there are so many different state departments that require so many different kinds of jobs. We do think about your retirement with the state. So there are CalPERS pension program and Savings Plus plans that you can sign up for once you do work for the state. There's health, dental, and vision, always really important to have that medical. I know I have small children, so someone's always needing to go to the dentist or the doctor. There is employment assistance programs offered with the state. We use the acronym EAP. And EAP may be at different organizations as well. I want to tell you about it because it's really great. If you are needing maybe additional therapies, maybe you need to seek out a lawyer, something like that. You can call EAP. It's all confidential from your HR, so no one knows you're calling, and they're able to offer you discounts on those kinds of benefits. So definitely look into that for your organization, or if you work for the state already or looking for the state, this is a great benefit. We offer paid trainings if you want to further your skills in something. And as everybody's favorite, there's holiday sick leave, vacation, and military leave as well. There is an extra additional sick leave act that was meant for veterans to use if you have a disability rating already established and you need to seek treatment for a service-connected disability. You get 96 hours up front to use for that anytime that you want. And the reason why that's offered to you is because when you are employed with the state, while you're earning sick leave and vacation time, your first 6 months of employment, you can't have access to them and start using them until you've been employed for at least 6 months. So this gives a veteran who already has that disability rating established, I didn't mention it, but it's of a 30% or more, those additional hours if needed within that first 6 months to seek treatment. Okay, just like the federal side, you can also kind of get your foot in the door faster for an interview with what the state calls veterans preference. And basically, you have to take an exam to apply for the state for any position. And when you take that exam and you have filled out the application for veterans preference, then as long as you have passed the exam, you get to the top of the list. So you basically whatever grade you got on the exam, as long as you passed, you go to like the 100%. So you go up to the top. So when hiring managers are looking at the testing scores to see who they want to pick people to interview for, they look at the veterans first, basically, because they are up at the top with the highest scores. So if you have more questions on that, please don't hesitate to give us a call. If you are going to apply for a job with the state, you'll want to make sure you fill out this application to get that veteran's preference. Now, this can only be used once, and what we mean by that is once you get a job with the state, you can't use this veteran's preference again. So if you go to apply for a promotion, since you're already in with the state, it's a little easier to move around, so you wouldn't need to get your foot in the door with an interview. Okay, this is where you go to apply with the state. It's the CalCareers website. You just click right on veterans and then you'll find that application there. And if you are looking for state jobs, this is just kind of an interesting snapshot of all the different employment opportunities that CalVet offers. Now, remember, there are lots of different departments and state agencies throughout the state. So as you can see with CalVet offering this many employment opportunities and this many different kinds of jobs, every other state agency is going to have lots of different kinds of jobs too. So definitely worth checking out. Beyond having lots of different kinds of jobs, we have lots of locations just for CalVet in California. We have our headquarters office in Sacramento, along with all of our district offices throughout the state. And then we have those 8 veterans retirement homes, as well as our 3 state cemeteries with a 4th cemetery that will that's currently under construction and that will be needing employees soon too. So for CalVet, we have so many different offices here in California that need to be fully staffed. So always lots of job opportunities at CalVet and also at the different state agencies as well. I know that was a lot of information, but we got through everything with all the employment resources. And these are just some resources that we talked about today. So the USA Jobs and the OPM, those are the websites that you'll want to go to if you are wanting to apply for any federal jobs that may be open now or maybe in the future. The CalHR and the EDD websites, They have really great resources for veterans, so make sure to check them out. The jobs.ca.gov, that's where you apply for any state jobs. And if you have any questions about any of the exams you need to take, you can email CalHR. They're the human resources division for basically every state agency. You can email them right there. And then we always list Career One Stop again because, even Tammy mentioned it earlier, but it is such a great website. We highly recommend that you go check them out. And okay, so this is my contact information. It's actually going to be on the slide with everyone's contact information here, a couple slides ahead here. But I do just want to point out, we always put the Veterans Crisis Line, which is just 988. And if you're a veteran, press 1 on all of our contact slides. And this is because we want everyone to know what the Veteran Crisis Line is. It used to be a very long 800 number, and now it is just simply 988. If you are a veteran, please make sure you press 1 because you will be connected with somebody in the veteran world that's going to be better able to assist you. Now is the point in the webinar where we ask that you guys please take your cell phones out just for a moment. If you guys could jump on this QR code, this is our survey that we have. It's just a few questions. If you guys would please take a couple minutes to answer this, we'll give you guys about a minute and a half or so. That way we can get your feedback on today. We want to make sure that these webinars are webinars that you guys want to attend and that they're jam-packed with information that is useful. So if you wouldn't mind just taking out your phones and using this QR code, I'll give you guys just a quick moment here, and then we'll go right back on. We have just a couple more slides, and then we'll be finished for the day. Okay, I'm sure everyone's had the opportunity to at least jump on that survey. So the QR code will be on the last slide as well, but I'm going to go ahead and move on while you guys are answering those questions. This is the QR code once again for Constant Contact. That is the website where we have all of our different events and webinars that you can sign up for. The QR code will be on the last slide as well, but sign up for our workshops and our webinars. We'd love to see you guys again. And then this is our slide that has all of our contact information on there as promised. Tammy's contact information is there as well as Michael and myself. You've got that survey quote again, or survey QR code again, all of our social medias, including our Calvet website QR code, the Constant Contact QR code on there, and also the 988 Veterans Crisis Line. Michael, I think I saw some questions pinging on there, but did we want to go ahead and back and start addressing some of those questions?
Yeah, we could do this quickly too. I answered a lot of me and Tammy
Oh,
were
okay,
going
great.
through them. But one of the things I did want to bring up is, well, actually, first there was somebody who asked if you could go back to the slide that was talking about internships, and there was a QR code.
Oh, yeah,
The
let's go
person
back
who
there.
wanted.
Sure.
So while you do that, I will say that there's a couple people asking about the slides and this presentation.
Mhm.
So for those of you that are looking to get a copy of this slide deck, please email myself or Jana. We could definitely get you that either today or tomorrow. As for the recording of this webinar, I'm not sure if Jana had mentioned it earlier, but we do have an archives page on our website. So if you go to CalTAP's webpage, there's an archive link. I actually put the archive link in the chat too, so you can go scroll up and find it. But all of our videos get posted there. So this one, it might take maybe a week or two to get posted, but you can definitely go on and find those other recordings that we've posted. Get those other resources or those other contacts as well. So just letting you guys know that that's where you'll find the recording of this video. We won't be sending out the recording. You'll just have to go to our YouTube page or to our archives page. Email us for a slide deck. And for those of you that are looking for a survey link, feel free to email us for that slide deck. And on that slide deck, you can find a link for the survey, or that you could use that QR code.
I actually just I'm posting the PDF of the PowerPoint slides in our chat as well.
Oh, perfect. There we go.
Also, feel free to email us. If you want us to email it to you too, that's okay. If you can't download it from here,
Yeah.
but feel free to email us too. No problem. I'm
Okay.
going to go back to the last slide so we can get to our contacts. There you go. Okay, you can go on. Were there any other questions, Michael?
Let's see. Jana, maybe you can answer this. For somebody asking about veteran preference,
Uh-huh.
and maybe I'm wrong. I thought veteran preference was strictly for the veterans. Is there any situation where it's for a dependent or a spouse of a veteran?
No, gosh, I wish we did do that, but unfortunately, it is only there just for the veteran.
Okay, right. Those are pretty much the only questions. I know Tammy's working on a question right now.
Okay.
For those of you that do want the survey link, feel free to reach out. The slides are in the chat as well. You can find that QR code there.
I just have one of the questions
Yeah.
I'm not sure is this only related to disabilities? I'm not sure what they're asking about, if all these resources or just if they're asking about the resources you provided. So I wasn't sure on
Yeah,
that.
for that individual with that question, it is a little vague. Please feel free to put that question into an email. If you're looking for assistance from myself or Jana, we could definitely work with you and even connect you if possible. Or if you're looking for assistance from Tammy and her center, feel free to reach out to them as well. Um, we are at the 11 o'clock hour, so I do want to start winding it down. It looks like the questions that had come in, it's just more of, just saying thank you. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass it back on to you, Jenna. And then for those of you, actually, you know what, Jenna? I know there is Laura Ramirez. She's had her hand up the whole chat or the whole webinar. I don't know if we want to maybe see if she still has a question. But we are at the 11 o'clock hour, so we're not gonna open it up to the whole room. But I know she's been had her hand raised for. Oh, it looks
Yeah.
like you took it down.
Oh, okay. She said
All
she
right,
took it.
cool.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for attending this webinar. And again, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to Michael or myself. You can reach out to us at our email or at the CalTAP at calvet.ca.gov email address. Please feel free to reach out to Tammy at Golden Sierra. She's such a great resource. Tammy, thank you so much for joining us today and all the great information that you were able to give out. We so appreciate you being here and your time. And I appreciate everybody else's time and joining us today. So hope to see you guys again soon and have a wonderful rest of your day.
All right. Thank you, Jenna.
Thank you for having us. Have a good day.